What's up, guys? Victoria here with popculture.com, joined by the country music legend himself,
Thank you.
Mr. Tracy Lawrence. Tracy, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Great to see you.
Well, it's our pleasure. And Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and you do
Yes.
something very special for Thanksgiving, and you've been doing it for, this will be the 13th year. You're hosting your Mission Possible annual turkey fry, and it's the 13th year. Let me ask you, what all is entailed in this, and why were you motivated to start it in the first place?
Well, there's a lot that goes into this. We usually start preparing for the upcoming year, basically after the first of the year from the last one.
Wow, that's quick.
So, there's a lot of sponsorship that we go after now. So all the turkeys are provided, all the fryers are provided, the oil. We have so many business corporate sponsorships that provide money and everything that we donate back to the mission. And lots of volunteers. It's a huge event that we put on. We usually have about 60 fryers going on at one time, everything broken up in groups of 10, so there's like little pits going on. So everybody's kind of grouped up with their little thing they have happening. A lot of volunteers and some of the people that actually go through the mission, the senior graduates and stuff actually participate and get to help out during the day. So it's a lot of fun.
60 fryers? So, okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Do you know how many people you're able to feed, like a rough estimate?
They guesstimate if we do about 550 to 600 turkeys, and the number kind of fluctuates depending on how big the birds are, how much space they have in the kitchen, because we have to kind of stop when the kitchen says we're done, we have no more room. But we estimate that we feed about 7,000 plates of food on average the week of Thanksgiving. It goes to the women's mission, the men's mission. My wife and I and our family and several groups of friends, we deliver in Wilson County on Wednesday and take to the government housing and to people living in the hotels. We have a lady that kind of takes us around and we deliver meals out to the tent cities and stuff. So it goes to a lot of places around here.
So let me ask you, why were you motivated to start this in the first place?
There was a group of us guys that would get together on Thanksgiving morning and we would cook turkeys. It started off just cooking for elderly people on the street or folks from church that wanted a fried turkey, just kind of help them out. A lot of people like them, but they're afraid to do it because of the hot oil. Every holiday season,
you want to be safe with that.
You hear people burning their house down because they were cooking on the back porch and it boiled over and caught the deck on fire, and we all know those stories. So we had a group of us and we really enjoyed it. It was kind of like a Thanksgiving morning tailgate party, and we thought this would be great. I'd really wanted to do something for the rescue mission for a long time. I have some personal connection to it through some family. And we presented them with what we wanted to do, and they liked the idea. It started off the first year with everybody buying turkeys and bringing their own fryers and borrowing propane tanks from the church, and it started off relatively small. And the next year we picked up some sponsorship, and then all the volunteers came, and it just kind of mushroomed into this whole thing. So it's,
wow.
I don't think anybody envisioned that we would be doing this 13 years later, and we would be in Louisville, and we would be in Dallas, and looking at Milwaukee, and looking at Houston, and some other cities growing around the country that are looking at participating with this.
But I think it makes a statement that all it starts with is one idea and a couple of people to make it happen. And look
Absolutely.
what you've done 13 years later. Now, another exciting thing and a great testimony to you, you've recently pushed out your new Christmas album, Frozen in Time, and a portion of those proceeds actually goes towards the turkey fry, correct?
Absolutely. We'll go back to the rescue mission. We started a nonprofit this year. As we're growing, we felt like we needed a central place to gather money so we could help the other missions around the country. But this will be the primary one that things go to.
People have already turned the Christmas tunes on, and you pushed out your new album, but Christmas is so sentimental to you.
I love
So
Christmas.
talk about what this album means to you. Talk about kind of the story behind some of the songs and the people that you've paired up with.
This is really kind of a jazz album. I really love all different types of music, but I love the flavor of Christmas. And you can kind of take it, you can overproduce it, you can strip it down, but there's just something about the simplicity of an upright bass. It makes me sing different. It makes me sing breathier and kind of hold the notes out a little bit more. I had a really good time making this record. So it's got a lot of classics on it. It's got the Christmas song. It's got White Christmas and Winter Wonderland, a couple of things that I wrote. So it's something that I think the passionate Christmas fan that really loves really well done classic Christmas songs is really going to appreciate.
Well, and again, Christmas is sentimental to you.
It is. I've been participating in Christmas for 50 years. I kind of like it.
I kind of like this time of year.
I do, I'm
Something
getting
about
older,
the
but I still
songs.
have great memories from my childhood, I remember hiding behind the couch waiting for Santa Claus until my mother would drag me out by the ear and make me go to bed. All those little things. I grew up in a family with 6 children. You know, we weren't wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, but we had a lot of love. And the holidays were great because we lived close to grandparents, and all the cousins would come in. We would all go down to our grandparents for on Christmas Eve, and everybody would get together, and there might be a fist fight somewhere out in the yard. You know,
what's family without a few arguments?
Cousins would fight, and then we'd get in trouble. But it was always great getting together with all the family, and it's sad, you know, as it seems like this happens to a lot of families, and it does make me sad that, you know, when the grandparents pass away, things changed, and my mom and dad try to hold it together, and then all the kids go off with their own families and their respective others, and they start their own family traditions. So as the years have gone by, it's gotten a lot harder and harder to get everybody together. You know, and I think Thanksgiving is a time that a lot of us get together. We've kind of adjusted, but you know, everybody, you take 1 year here and 1 year there, and it's just, everybody's spread out. So I miss the way things were when I was a kid, you know, and I don't think they're ever going to come back.
Well, we're evolving, but we do start our own traditions. Do you have any family traditions that you typically do around Christmas time?
We do. We love our getting our new footy pajamas every year.
Oh my gosh, those are classic.
And we have our own group of friends that get together on Christmas Eve every year, and we do the big spread and we cook out, and so it's a lot of fun. We did like taking our children to see the Rockettes here in Nashville every year, but they have since moved back to New York. So maybe we'll go to New York this year.
Maybe you'll celebrate New York. They get snow up there.
That could be good.
We only get a little bit of snow in
ice
Nashville.
skating in Rockefeller Center. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Take pictures.
Absolutely.
Share it with the rest of us.
Absolutely.
So you have had such a successful career, and not many people can say that they've had longevity in music, but you're one of the artists that has. So you still perform. Tell me, kind of, how have you grown in your career? Are you still learning new things, or are you kind of just, you know, keeping things the way that they used to be? I mean, talk about your career and the success that you've had. And
I think you have to continue to evolve. I mean, I've had to learn to trust a lot of people around me because the industry's changed a lot. Social media has changed it, the way that we market to our fan base, the way that we advertise for shows. I mean, there's so many things that have changed. And I have to be honest, I'm not the most technically savvy guy, and I kind of choose not to be. I kind of stay away from some of that.
Keep it simple.
And I still love performing. I love going out on the road. We still do about 90 dates a year, and I still enjoy it. And I think that has a lot to do with it. I still like working up new songs. I still get a charge out of seeing that crowd get excited and working them up through the show and seeing them kind of lose their mind at the end. That's still kind of exciting for me. And, you know, I love all the different types of it. I love, you know, on stage in front of 50,000 people. I love playing acoustically for 30 people or 200. I love shifting into Christmas songs at this stage of the year and playing Christmas songs periodically in the show. I love that I'm in a career that's different every night, even though there are enough similarities to make me feel comfortable. It's always changing and always evolving. And I hope that I continue to be as passionate about it and continue to grow, you know, as long as I can keep doing this.
Absolutely.
As long as I stay healthy.
Well, one of your most recent albums, Good Old Days, you partnered with, you collaborated with some younger country music artists that are newer to the industry. But they also looked up to you the way that you may have looked up to someone like George Strait.
Absolutely.
So talk about collabing with them and how that was. What did you teach them? Maybe what did you learn from them?
I don't know if I taught them anything.
Are you sure? Come on now.
Maybe just by the influence that I gave them along the way, but these guys are pretty talented. They're pretty savvy at what they do. But, you know, it did thrill me to be able to be in the studio with them because there was a handful of them that I really didn't have a relationship with. I knew who they were. Some of them I'd never even met. I'd talked to on the phone. And to be able to hear, you know, how when they were teenagers, what this song did for them. And this was a big driving force behind them coming to Nashville. And one of them had my poster hanging on his bedroom wall, which is a little creepy. But
no, they looked up to you.
They did, and it was really cool because I've had a hard time mentally adjusting to that because in my mind, I'm still that 25-year-old kid that was still looking up to George Strait and Merle Haggard when I came to town. And now it's kind of the role reversal. And, you know, it's a little bit difficult to adjust to that, but it's also pretty cool at the same time.
I'd say it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Tracy, thank you so much for
Victoria,
joining us. And thank you for everything that you do in the Nashville community.
Thank you so much.
For more on Tracy Lawrence and your other favorite artists, head over to popculture.com.